Hello everybody and thanks for joining us. We are all good to go for day one of the second test match. And what a test match this promises to be. Conditions are magnificent. It is really warm today. It's South Africa versus India. And South Africa got the opening batsman out there. South Africa, by the way, they won the toss, elected to bat. There's de opening pair of Markram and Dean Elgar. And alongside me I have Graeme Smith and also Sunny Gavaskar. Just briefly, Graeme, your thoughts about the South African lineup?
Yeah, interesting one, debating and coming to Pretoria. I think the spinner would have been the debate, but they've just chosen to make the one change. Ngidi getting his debut. It looks like a good lineup to me. Obviously the batter less with the Cock coming in at 6. But firepower in both departments. I'm looking forward to seeing Ngidi in his first outing. Rabada now #1 in the world. So lots of exciting players in that South African lineup.
That's the big news. Ngidi, 21-year-old quick, 6'5", 140 kph plus is in. Sunny Gavaskar's alongside me. Good morning, Sunny. What about the Indian lineup?
Well, a bit of a surprise there with Shikhar Dhawan being left out, and Graham's talking about South Africa going with 6 batsmen only. India is going with 5 batsmen, despite having lost the first test.
So there's bound to be a bit of a test for these opening batsmen. Bumrah first up. It'll be a little bit on the slow slide. Graeme, you've been here before in conditions at Supersport Park. What's it like in the first morning? Good shot. That's a beautiful shot. In front of square on the offside for 4. He'll be pleased with that.
Knew as soon as he'd hit it that it was going to run away for a boundary.
Strong there too. Sign of a very good player when he can stand upright and hit those deliveries. Reasonably straight on the onside for 4. Terrific shot that.
Yeah, 2 excellent shots from Markram. Looks in positive frame of mind.
Oh, that's come back. Bowler liked it. He was about the only one though. Oh, it's a beauty. That is superbly bowled. The perfect line to Dean Elgar.
Here's Mohammad Shami. Oh, he's gone through for 4. I think it was a shot that demanded a drive in the first place.
Good shot. Loose delivery from Shami. A warm-up delivery right up there to drive.
I think
Let's talk about the other selectors. Sorry, you were saying something?
Quick on Shami. I think he's one of the most gifted bowlers India have had for a very, very long time. I look at him and I feel the same. Oh, that's going to be 4 as well, but this one is wide of the man. He's just floated that on a drive. That's the issue with Shami. I was as excited seeing Shami as I was when I saw Srishant.
Nicely played. This might be his first boundary. It is. Hard graft so far from Dean Elgar. Has eased that one away in a favoured area for him for 4.
Right under his eyes. Guides it away.
That was badly misjudged. They badly needed the breakthrough. You're absolutely right.
Beautifully played by Aiden Markram. He's very strong on the leg side. His balance and his timing was absolutely perfect, and that boundary brings up the 50 for South Africa.
Beautifully played away, short and wide. Bumrah struggling to find his length since he comes back into the bowling attack. And it's cost India 3 boundaries in this over.
And with Ashwin getting the odd ball to turn, certainly India would have preferred to bat first. That's another fine shot.
And Markram has been the one who's cashed in. This is his 4th boundary of Bumrah.
That's what I mean. Get them forward.
It's a big appeal, and they're going to go upstairs and have a look. The decision was not out.
And this one clearly, he plays it and he doesn't look behind. And you can see from there, no vibe over there.
He drew Dean Elgar forward. There was bounce, there was turn. That was a bit of a gift, but well played by Aiden Markram. It was a hard volley outside off stump. He's been driving well all morning.
Got a short but wicket in place, which suggests he's trying to target the stumps and ball nice and straight. It's just a little punch.
Oh, that's a magnificent shot. Got into position so quickly.
That's a fantastic pull shot.
Just one away from a half century now, Aiden Markram. He's batted beautifully this morning. There is 50 for Aiden Markram. Well deserved as well. That's his second 50 in his Test career. He's got a couple of hundreds as well, so he's had a wonderful start to his international career.
Beautifully clipped. Slightly too straight, but it's the timing that's so impressive from Elgar. Waited until the last minute and then just picked his gap through mid-wicket.
Increases the batsman's confidence. Really played well. Got into position so early.
Last delivery before the lunch break. Good finish for South Africa. Good session for the South African opening batsman, Dean Elgar. He's not out on 26 of 73 deliveries. Aiden Markram played beautifully to get his second half century in Test cricket.
Yes, very good session for the South Africans. Exactly what Faf du Plessis would have wanted after having won the toss and elected to bat first. Lots of people here today. South Africa having won the toss, batting first. 78 for no loss. Markram past a half century. Elgar fighting it out. He's on 26 not out.
A lot of batting to come as well. So South Africa in a good position there. India, as we said earlier, they were steady enough with the ball, but they just weren't able to get that breakthrough that they so badly needed. So South Africa will be delighted with the position that they're in during this first session. They are on 78 without loss.
Well, we have had a very tough first session here in this second Test match.
Okay, lads, let's play.
A slip, a leg slip, a forward short leg.
Yeah, kept a very different surface to Newlands.
Good shot. Got close enough to the pitch, and although it's turning,
Just premeditation in many ways, looking to transfer.
oh, got it. Wow, Dean Elgar would consider himself very, very unfortunate there.
Going to protective mode, but he stays solid and gets the fortune of it hitting him in the stomach and juggles it out.
Gone very fine. Fine leg is almost a deep backward spear, so no chance of stopping that.
Task, he's had a positive mindset. He's looked in control of his game throughout today. He's played well with both back and front foot.
19 for 1 in this session from 8 overs. Might well be the release shot for Hashim Amla, who struggled. Just got to the mark last ball of the previous over. Now a boundary for the mighty Hash.
Hashim Amla, not big movement, just rocks back in his crease. And those wrists of his that bowling good areas, playing good shots like this, Hashim Amla. Bumrah drifting onto the stumps. Is this going to reach the boundary? Yes, it just gets there. Put in dive to impress the captain. He didn't look in any danger of stopping the delivery with the ball going past him.
No, a little too full. Markram's looking good.
Wise evasive action.
Well, that's 4 short balls in a row he's not been in control of. This one will fetch him runs.
Yeah, not in control at all. It'd be interesting to see if
goes after it. I think they've decided, let's take on Ashwin and see what happens. Ashwin won't mind it.
Wasn't much of a T20 player before. Probably involved kicking the ball on the stumps.
Will make its way to the boundary for 4 from Hashim Amla. Yes, you're right when you talked of T20 and ODIs. His record in. That's the problem though, if it doesn't turn in. You rarely have a man at cover to the off spinner turning the ball back in. That'll be 4.
Deep back in his crease. Quite happy. Pick his spot in the outfield, not trying to overhit it.
Man on the boundary will just watch it sail by. Markram's.
But here the ball just seemed to come onto the bat nicely, utilising his height to gain.
Top shot. The man on the boundary won't help. That'll go for 4.
So he just waits, punches it past extra cover.
Big shout, and it's gone. Markram. When does it hit his pad? Oh, goodness, it's all together. Everything's happening at the same time. So on the left, you're trying to see if there's any gap between ball and bat. And there's the decision. Off the mark with a beautiful cut shot.
Someone like AB de Villiers will never miss out there. It's in the slot.
Beautifully played. Looking for the Yorker and dispatched for 4.
Oh, that's nicely worked. Goodness me, that is terrific stuff from Amla. Beautiful control. And presumably nothing like the Wanderers will be. Oh, that's an edge. Very good work by Parthiv Patel. We'll have to wait and see if there was definite connection with the willow. Yep. Oh, there's the reverse lap. That's positive. And he's got himself a boundary first ball.
Towards the off stump, so he knew exactly where he was going to be when he attempted that shot. Big stride forward outside the off. So even if he had been hit on the pads, it would not have been out LBW.
24 years of age. Sliding leg side, nice and fine. Work to be done, but not going to tag that.
Invariably run down for a boundary.
That boundary now brings up 100 runs in the session. And again trying something. So T it is.
104 runs scored in this session. 29 overs, 2 wickets falling, both to Ravichandran Ashwin.
So let's have a look at the batting card. Just a reminder, South Africa won the toss. Faf was quite happy to bat on the surface, as you'd expect. Oga was there for some time for his 31, 83 balls, and Markram missed out on 100. Let's look at the bowlers for India.
Yes, Bumrah opened the bowling in his second test match. Shami once again looked a little off colour, looked a little flat. That's why just 8 overs for him. Ishant bowled well without much luck. Pandya, of course, comes in mainly to try and relieve the top 3. Ashwin, the pick of the bowlers.
So T it is on day 1. And AB de Villiers and Hashim Amla, 2 magnificent players, 2 contrasting styles. And they'll be looking to stamp their authority early on proceedings to try and tire these Indian bowlers even more. So the start of the final session. Straight away, that's hammered for 4. That's a loosener if ever I've seen one.
You have a lot of chat before coming out, try and set the tone.
It's clever. picked the gap beautifully, did Amla. Very nicely played with soft hands. That was the bowling coach at the time. That's a good shot. Advancing and just working that down the ground for 4. Well played.
Takes up to 47.
Chopped it on. Gee, be disappointed with that. That's a big wicket. So the experienced Quick has been brought back into the attack to do a job, and he's done that. He's picked up a huge wicket, that of AB de Villiers, and Virat Kohli, I think, is pretty happy.
But he'll regret having played it inside edge, bottom edge, onto the ground, onto the stumps.
Well, that's nicely played. Again, just opening the blade. It's going to be a little bit of a tease, this one, and the ball's going to win.
Yeah, 50 up for Hashim Amla. Would have been disappointed at Cape Town. Today he's back to normal.
Clever, the way that he just opened the blade.
All around the ground. Short pitch delivery, Hashim Amla on 52, the great Hash. He's going to deal with that quite comfortably. Not a lot of pace in this wicket.
That one end up from one end. So just bowling outside the off stump. Yeah, that is the thing with Amla. He can get out to those shots, but it's also a staple diet. That back foot cover drive he's got.
Very important that he gets still behind the line. The dismissals.
Nice shot. Such a sublime driver of the ball. Calmness personified.
It's an easy reach of Hashim Amla, and he doesn't try and overhit it. That's the key. He knows there's 4, but there are a few bare areas which would allow the ball to bounce inconsistently.
Good shot. 4 runs. Yeah, the setup you'll see is
from a bowling point of view, but I know Virat Kohli demands a great deal from his players in the field. There was this guy called Jonty Rhodes. He fielded and batted a bit.
Self-deprecating about it. Another cover drive. Big flow of the bat again. 4 more runs. Such a skilled batsman, Hashim Amla.
On the boundary, hits it through sort of cover boundary. Full flow of the bat.
Oh, hurry, Amla, hurry, hurry. Oh, that's going to be close. That's going to be very close. Leighton taking off, called through by du Plessis. And celebration for India.
Well, whether this is out or not, the fielding was brilliant, and it's gone. It's absolutely brilliant. Faf du Plessis called the run. He misjudged the way things were going to go. He never thought they'd throw at Hashim Amla's end, and they did. Pandya, brilliant.
But no third man. Very annoying, very frustrating. This is the wicket. He's played it well. Amla gets right on top, but look how quickly Pandya has gone towards the ball, sensing the opportunity and then swiveling and hitting towards the bowling end. There he is. He's got there. Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent.
That'll go for 4.
Spoiled a good delivery. There's a thick outside edge. Ball goes between a second slip and gully.
Gone.
First ball. I'll say it came at the height just right for him, but you still got to take it.
Yes, it was travelling.
Up in the air, and it lands. Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, Vernon Philander. Oh, goodness. Can't believe that.
Don't think he had an idea where the ball had gone. It had gone up in the air. A forward short leg would have been okay. He would have been able to get under it.
Nice shot. Driven down the ground. Maharaj off the mark with a boundary. Nice shot. Well played by Faf du Plessis. In the gap as well. It'll go for 4.
He's turned this game on its head.
Oh, that wasn't too far away now. Some of the Indian players think that should have been out.
Get his hands up and give it a attempt, so you'll never know.
Two noises, but I think the second one was bat on pad. So there was certainly connection with the ball on the pad. Shake of the head there from Ashton in the end. I'm not sure they're going to have a look. Nope, they decide against that. There's a full toss to finish day one. That's it. Bit of a wry smile from Bumrah in the end. He's done some sterling work today as Bumrah opened the bowling and bowled with some pretty good pace as well. So stumps called. Maharaj has done the job. They've just got through. He wouldn't have been too pleased, I don't think, at the tea break when things were looking very one-sided. But this session, 4 wickets going down, 2 of them to run-outs. 87 runs scored and the run rate at just over 2.5.
They all put in a lot of hard work out there today. They could easily have lost faith, India that is, when Elgar and Markram put on such a good opening partnership. Then Amla batted so well. But they stuck to their guns. And at the end of the day, they should be fairly happy with what they are looking at there with that South African batting card.
I'd imagine right now there might be a bit of a discussion in that change room between Philander and also the skipper. But again, South Africa, they pride themselves on this stand. So 85 was good at the start, then a 63 between Amla and Markram. 51 the next one, Amla and de Villiers, even du Plessis and Amla 47. And now this one is unfinished at 18 between du Plessis and Maharaj.
The spinner, Ashwin, bowling 31 overs on the first day of a test match here in South Africa. Not a usual situation. But he got 3 wickets and Ishant got the other that fell to a bowler.
Gee, who would have thought that? So many overs from a spinner. We'll talk about green surfaces. Perhaps spinner for South Africa not actually playing. And that's the story. That's what's happened on day one. Thank goodness Maharaj was picked, by the way, because he'll get some purchase out of this surface. But it has been interesting, that's for sure. 6 going down. Stumps on day one.